computer set up. Let's see. Come on, computer. I need you to work. All right. This. There it is. Cool. Now that I have my computer. Hi, Carvana. What's up? Is what all right? Hello, Nehu. How are you? Khaled, what's up? Or Khalid, I'm not sure. Did I? Let's see. Carvana, I missed the message. Oh. Did I? Smile. Okay. Do you know DJ Khaled? Khaled? I mean, I've heard of him. I don't know anything. I don't really know much of anything about him. Carvana, you'll catch it. You'll catch me with it next time. Okay. I mean, Carvana, if it's what I think I saw it was, I mean, I really don't care. So I'm fine with it. It's your life. It's all good. Sierra, why does your back hurt? Miss Tiara, hi, how are we doing? I'm doing good. How are you? You know, Carvana, the day it did start off a little rough. Woke up and was just like, was not feeling it today. But we woke up, I ended up going to my dermatologist because I had to apologize for completely sleeping through my appointment yesterday. So I went there to apologize. And then as I got there, I was talking with the receptionist. The very first thing I said was, hi. She's like, all right, what are you here for? I was like, first to apologize, and her face went like, oh, what did you do? And I was like, first to apologize for completely sleeping through my appointment yesterday. And then she laughed, and I was like, yeah, it wasn't the best thing to do, but it happened. And she's like, all right, cool. And so luckily they were able to like see me right then and there. So I still was able to do my appointment, got what we done needed. And then we just kind of like stayed around the house. That's been about my day. Simply, what's up? How we doing? Hi, Kinza. How are you? Nail? Nyla? Nyla? Talk about it. I mean, I kind of just did. I'd say that was me talking about it. Complex, what's up? How are we doing? SK, you're from Korea and I'm handsome. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Kinza, how are you? How was the day today? Started off a little rough, but hey, we're here. We're good. We're doing better. But that's about it. Complex is back. Nice. Miss Terry, you're lovely. That's great to hear. Let's see. All good. Complex can't stay longer, but definitely showing up. But showing up is definitely worth it. Well, thanks, Complex. I appreciate it. Carvon, glad I got better. Thank you. Mr. Keen, what's up? How we doing? Gox, what's up? Mike Scott Summers? I don't know who that is, Mike. He's what did I do? What did I do earlier, Kinza? Josh, I got no clue what you're talking about. Chandon? Maybe? Chandon? Good morning. And good night. Good morning and good night from the US, because it is nighttime where I'm at. Let's see. A6 sound mind. Yeah, sound mind, sound body, not sound body twice, Josh. What's up, Chef? Yeah, I remember you from last night. You were here for quite a while. Thank you for coming back, Chef. I appreciate it. And for the jewels as well. That does help me out. That does help out. Keenson, no, you mean today your life started earlier than the usual time? I mean, I'm right around 8. I was right around 8:30. I was right around 8:30 PST, which is usually what I try and shoot for. But I don't know. I might have been a little early. I was definitely earlier than Tuesday. Chef, of course. Nice. Amit, I'm sorry. I have no idea what language you're speaking. Lucy, hello. Okay. LeBron, thank you for all the jewels. I appreciate it. Gomez, what's up? Jonathan, the glass is flattering on you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Keensa, you were referring to the time nothing else. Okay. Had to make the distinction there, did you? Chef LeBron James. Let's see. RM, hello. How are we doing? Thank you for the compliment. I appreciate it. Chef Boyard, am I committed to this live game? What do you mean? What do you mean by that, bro? I mean, I would say I'm committed just because I made the commitment to go live for at least half an hour for every day of it, for every day of the year, for the rest of the year. But that's been my commitment. Emma, we got all types of like people from all around the world. So I don't think it's limited. I don't think it would be limited to Christianity or something. We got people from everywhere. So you believe whatever you believe, and then I just don't talk. I just really don't talk about religion, just because I don't really care to talk about it. I focus on tennis, like Chef said. Bit, what's up? How are we? Probably back in the day. Hold on, what else did you say? When did ASICs get trendy? I don't know if ASICs are trendy, but ASICs is a pretty big shoe brand for tennis. They're like one of the best shoe brands that are out there currently. So I was just figured I'd wear the shirt that I got. Kinza, you have to avoid any misunderstandings since English is not the first language. It's all good, Kinza. I just wanted to make sure that I was reading it right. Boy RD, no, you are committed to it. I mean, I guess you could say that. It's impressive, Legend. Well, thanks, bro. I appreciate it. But back in the day, they were mom shoes. All right. Let's see, John. Do I eat mangoes? No, I've never had a mango. Murat, what are we doing? So Murat, the whole point of this live stream is typically just to talk about tennis gear related tennis gear related questions. And so with that, I'm here to help out as much as I can with them if anyone has a tennis specific question. And usually what ends up happening is that the tennis talk almost always subsides at some point, and then we just kind of like talk about whatever and just kind of hang out and have fun. That's about it. Let's see. This sounds like interesting. Okay. Derek, I look bored. What do you think the world will be like in 2035? Dude, I have no clue what the world's gonna look like in 2035. I have not thought out that far yet. I don't have any idea whatsoever. I'm just focusing on the present because that's all I can work on. The future is gonna happen, however the future is gonna happen. Boy, RD, drop the country in the chat. I'm in the U.S., dude. Tony, what's up, Tony? Emma, okay, nice. Chef, 2 chefs in the chat. Yeah, that is it. Gomez, ASICS is getting trendy. Interesting. Scott. What's up, Scott? Are you actually there, dude? Because that would be insane if you are. But how in the world are you on your phone if you're in the trenches? Gomez, like, interesting. Jay, no, is probably my chair, if anything. Shit, boy RD. Ace just got so many collabs with artists. It's epic. They drop some dope stuff. I haven't seen too much stuff of what they've dropped outside of tennis, so I could see them doing it. I just don't know. Sophia, what's up? How are we? Thank you for being here. I'm doing good. How are you doing, Sophia? Tony, it'll be good someday when you get a lot of tennis people and we can talk tennis, but this is good for now. A little bit of everything, including... Okay. All right, Tony.
Chef, you want to tell a joke? It's gotta be appropriate, Chef. Keenzy, yep, now waiting for Kirby's appearance on the live. We'll see. He may show up, Keenzy. You know he's back there, but he may show up. Gummit, bro, how can you never have tried a mango? That's crazy. I know, dude. It is, but I've never had one. Can we talk about me? I mean, you can. If you want to, you can. Jonathan. Jonathan, guess what? If you watch my most recent video I just posted, Jonathan, it has a picture of 3 tennis rackets on it, and there's red text in the thumbnail. The title says Technofiber. If you watch that video, Jonathan, you'll see the ceiling fan. It's in it. It made an appearance. Chef, why is diarrhea hereditary? Because it runs in your genes. Chef, yeah, we don't tolerate jokes like that. Jonathan, you need to see the ceiling fan. Lucas, Poland respects me. Well, thanks, Lucas. I appreciate it. Speaking for Poland. Enclave, what's up? Allie, why did the tennis racket get promoted? Because it had excellent follow through. Oh, that sounds like a great dad joke, Allie. Paul, you hope in 2035 Brazil will split and you'll separate the North from the rest? I have no idea what that means. Yeah, I got no idea what that means. Why would you want Brazil to become 2 different countries? Tony, the world will be similar to how it is now in the 10 years. America. Exactly. Let's see. Manoj, can I check the current time, AM, PM in my area? It is 8:46 p.m. in my current area, sir. Spaghetti. The world hasn't changed, only its inhabitants. I can see that. Ripple, hello. Paul, South American coast. Interesting. Tony, you wish you could post some pics of your rackets? That'd be cool, dude. Unknown, what do I do for a living? I work at a tennis retail store, Unknown, and then I also do YouTube here on the side. That is the extent of my working right now. Whoa. Vlog, what's up? He said don't spam. Vlog, yo. What's up? How are we doing? Kinsey, yes, you know he's back there, but he should know he has fans who love him. Yeah, he does. Tony, how much time does it take to get certified as a stringer? So, if you're wanting to Tony, if you're wanting to take the certification test that I did to get the Master Racket Technician one, then it is pretty much like once you sign up and once you have an account with the USRSA, the United States Racket Stringers Association, once you do that, then you'll get sent like the study packet, and you should be able to print it from there, and then it's kind of like study at your own pace. But you do have to set your study date, so you can have it take as long as you want, as long as you think you're going to be able to do it and get it done in the time. But the one thing about it is that in order to get the certification I did, not only do you have to do a stringing test,
We also have to do a written test, and there's different requirements for both of the stringing and the written tests as well. So the written test for the one I did, I got at least, I think it was 2 hours. It may be different because I don't remember the exact time, but I think I got about 2 hours to do the written part. And then the stringing portion, you have to be able to string the racket. You have to be able to string the racket, do a grommet, and do a build-up sleeve, Tony, all within like an hour or so. So it is a little bit more like hands-on intensive when you do the stringing portion, but then for the actual like written portion, that can be a little bit longer depending on the test if you don't have certification, because then you have to take both parts at the same time. Because the way I did it was I originally had one certificate as a PRA, it being a professional racket advisor, so that was one written test, and then I did an upgrade test to the master racket technician, which included the stringing, and then one other small written test for me because I already did the PRA certification. If you don't have that one, you have to do everything if you decide to take the master racket technician test. And so that one's probably going to take you longer, and you also have to find someone certified to be able to give you the test in your area, or you're probably going to have to travel a little bit for it. So that would be how I can't give you an exact time, but if you look on the USRSA website, then it'll give you a rough idea about how long everything will take. Jonathan, yes, really. Gomez would be a good video like the last one, but for vocal, yeah, I'll probably get into vocal soon with it, Gomez, because they got a lot, and those ones are so much more like they're so much more particular about what the version is, to whereas like with most of the tech fiber ones, you could get a lot of them are just like 100 square inch head sizes and 16 by 19 string patterns, or if you look at the T-Fights and TF40s, they're usually 98 head sizes and 16 by 19s. But Vocal, you got a whole range of them. Excuse me, you got a whole range of them that you can't really just like figure out unless you just like take the time to go through and really look at each one of them. But Vocal would be a big one. I'll do it at some point. I have a feeling. I have a very big feeling I will. Tony, yes, you do see the fan. Don't know why people want to see it, but yeah, it's there and you saw in the video. You can't tell where I was then in relation to how to now. Did I move the furniture? You're confused? No, so Tony, I didn't move the furniture at all. The way Jonathan just commented seeing the ceiling fan in it, and I just got the notification. But no, Tony, when I made the video, all I did was, instead of having my phone going straight up and down and vertical, it was just horizontal. That was it. That's why the ceiling fan and more of my room was in full view, just because it was sideways instead of up and down. I didn't change anything about like the actual furniture in my room. Chef, what's everyone's favorite genre of music? Yours is the 1960s pop. Right? Where'd it go? Yeah, 1960s pop for Chef. I would say mine is probably, I think if I look on like previous things that tell me what my most listened to genre was, I think pop was one of them. So Chef, I'm probably like close to you in terms of the decades too, like 60s, 70s. I like stuff from back then too. I like older music. I really do. Amber, what's up? How are we? Growth, you like old music? It's nostalgic. Nice. Ahmad, I'm sorry, I do not speak your language, so I have no idea what you're trying to say to me.
Kinza, you like 80s and 90s and early 2000s. Very cool. Very nice. Growth, you wish time could stop in the 90s. Growth, I don't. Because if time stopped in the 90s, I would not be here. So that's gonna get a no from me. Growth. Amber, good. Thank goodness for the new update to my new job today, so that your brain. You got a new job, Amber? Congratulations. Andrew, hello. Tony, changing grommets sometimes sucks. Yes, sometimes it really does. But Tony, that's why I have found that these Solinco Blackout V2 grommets, that thing took me less than 5 minutes to take out the old grommet and put in a new one. So if you're wanting an easy grommet, Solinco even makes them colored now, depending upon like what color you want to put in it. So just grab a different colored grommet, get a Blackout V2, or see if anyone you know has one. If you are going to take the taste, I would suggest stringing that just because it's a very easy racket to string too, as well as an easy grommet, because you get to bring your own racket as long as it's a current new racket from any company, and then you just have a very easy time stringing it. That's what I would say. Fab, we support all people. I don't know why you have to single someone out. Cody, what's up? Hey, bro. Cody's watching the Bills versus Texans right now. Very nice. Jonathan, I just saw the video, and guess what? You showed the ceiling fan. I did, Jonathan. There was no way I could not show it based off where it was in my room. But yes, you have now seen one of the ceiling fans in my room, Jonathan. That is it. The other one is still hidden. Jamie, if you don't like me that much, you can just scroll away, buddy. You don't have to stay here. No one's forcing you. USA, I'm sorry, I do not know what language that is, so I cannot speak to it. Chef, FAB, we support any race and love all people. Pretty much. Jonathan, I did show the ceiling fan. Tony, I don't need the certification. I just thought it would be cool. I have my teaching USPTA certification. I could probably take string tests in Dallas. You'll check this. Yeah, you could probably find everything you need. You say the design is amazing. It has black color. Okay. USA, what's up? Tony, Vocal used to have a cool small head, black red player's frame, but I don't remember the name, but you had one. Tony, was it the Vocal V-Cell like 9? For some reason, the 9 always, it does tend to be more of like a player's frame, but I'm not sure if that was the one. Jonathan, you really like the screws that attach to the ceiling fan? Okay, and it's bright, yeah. Chef, anyone else play any instruments? You play the piano, guitar, and the ukulele. Very cool. I play the saxophone every so often. I learned that in middle school and high school. And then I have a keyboard like right behind my camera. I have it right there, but I just do not know how to play it. I started to learn, but then I just like kind of fizzled out. Jonathan, the only thing is that you need to turn off the light. Interesting. Sahil, I do not do magic. I'm so sorry. Jonathan, yes, it is bright. Tony, thanks for the clarification. Seems like you have a comfortable place. Well, thanks, Tony. For what I do have, I make it work. Chef, Elvis Presley was the king of music. There will never be another Elvis. Dude, I gotta say, I'm a big fan of Elvis. Really am. I grew up listening to him. I even got a ton of his movies at my house. I've only seen like 2 of them though. 3. I watched GI Blues. I watched King Creole, and I think the other one of the ones I have, I think it was called Kissing Cousins. I don't know why he decided to name the movie title that, but he did, or at least the studio did. I'm like, that's not necessarily a great title, but he did it. Yeah, I like Elvis's music. Terrence, what do I believe a person needs to live life well? Not simply to sustain their life, but to be fulfilled. Terrence, that I feel like the answer changes from person to person. So I don't think there is one necessarily blanket statement that works to answer your question. So I'm probably not. I'm probably not the greatest person to ask about that. Sahil, yes, it is live. I'm just behind on comments. Chef, you would also not be here if the 90s weren't, if the time stopped in the 90s. All right. Chef, I don't know. He just really likes the ceiling fans. Yes, I do have another one. Keenza, we like me. We like the glasses. We like. Thank you, Keenza. I appreciate it. Doctor. Oh no. That's not good. Is the dog okay? Infinity. Hey, Rhoda, I want your thoughts on this. I'm a 3.0 and naturally hits with more topspin, prefers that over flat shots. Should I look for a spin racket or more of a control/flat racket? Infinity, if you're a 3.0, now depending upon how long you've been playing, that may change like the answer, but I would probably look more towards a spin racket if that's what you're naturally hitting with, just because it's just going to enhance it. And for right now, especially as you're still continuing to learn the strokes, learn the game, and figure out what your preferred play style is, then I would say a actual spin racket will just help you even more. Those are usually also very helpful in generating power for you as well. And so then if you can learn to control the ball by using topspin, then as you become a higher level player, when you do eventually move into, say, a racket that's designed to be a little bit more control oriented or a little bit more flat, or designed to help with a little bit more of a flat shot, then you already have the knowledge of how to generate the spin by using the more spin-friendly racket, and you can just kind of translate easy over to there. So I would probably look towards the spin racket, and rather than a control one, especially just you saying you're 3.0. Now, granted, I don't know how long you've actually been playing or anything like that, so that may change the answer if you want to provide a little bit more context. But I'd say a spin racket's probably fine, dude. Tony Keen's Aya, what's up? How are we doing? Chef, nice. I've always been interested in the saxophone. Sounds very cool. Yeah, it's fun. Tony, no, it was a 95 or smaller. It was black with some red in it, and at least 11 ounces. Anyway, it's gone. Dang. It's probably like a C10 something. It was probably like a C10 something then if it was a 95. That'd be my guess, but I'm not sure. Keen's is true, Tony. All right. Jonathan just really loves ceiling fans, dude. Hampton Bay Carriage House. What does that even mean? Tony, Elvis is cool. He's interesting. Anna has a nice voice, but Michael Jackson and Prince are very talented. Prince was amazing on guitar. Yeah, Michael Jackson and Prince, they were amazing. Elvis was amazing. It's just a different style and different type of music, and I think they all did very well with what they decided to focus on. Jonathan, you're looking forward to ever seeing if you can find the other ceiling fan. Interesting.
Keensley, like Three Doors Down, Bon Jovi, and Avril Lavigne, and many more. Very nice. Michael, heard you guys were talking about ceiling fans. News circulates fast. Yeah. Aaron, how are we? Let's see. Danielle, hello. How are ya? Carlton, quick shout out to Christina. Who's Christina? Danielle? Oi. Okay. Well, thanks, Danielle. I appreciate it. Apgar, have I tried the new 98 square inch Gravity Tour? And if so, what string set did I like? Apgar, I have tried the new Gravity Tour in the 98. I personally liked a shaped polyester in it. A few that I've tried in one was Headlinks Tour, because it's another string from Head, so I thought it would work well. I also have in there right now a string from Diadem. It's called Pro X. That one has been doing quite well for me. So I have found great success for myself with shaped polyester in it, but my arm is also able to handle it. I don't really suffer from tennis elbow or anything, but I would just say that's probably what I would prefer. Now, if you're looking for a string setup for you in the racket, it would depend on what you want the racket to help you with, because it's already a very control-oriented racket and a very flexible racket. So I felt I could get away with having a little bit of a stiffer string in there, but it just depends on what you want help with, dude. If you'd like help, by all means, ask again, and I can see if there's another string that I think might work better for you. Keenza, have I listened to Bon Jovi? Yes, I have listened to Bon Jovi. My mom is a very big fan of Bon Jovi, and that also translated to me listening to Bon Jovi when I was younger. So I am a fan of Bonds over there. You added me, but you sent nothing yet. You don't know why. I don't know why either. Yeah. Jonathan, ceiling fans is your favorite. You just like the wires and small pieces that are attached to it. Nice. Carolyn, hello. How are we? Rico, what do I do for a living? And you're all the way from Romania. Nice. And you just quit drugs. Congratulations, Rico. That's amazing. It was an 8-year battle. That's awesome, man. Keep going with it. Rico, but what do I do for a living? I work at a tennis retail store, and I also do this YouTube stuff on the side. That is about it, Rico. Not too much else. Let's see. Michael's ceiling fans always remind you of that song by the Spinners, "I'll Be Around." That's a pretty good song, Michael. So at least it's a good song that gets stuck in your head every time you see a ceiling fan, and not something weird. Adam, interesting. Carolyn, what's up? Just got a bunch of #1 foam fingers in the chat. Okay. Gomez is a hybrid. In a hybrid, it's better to use the same or different thickness. If so, in mains or crosses. I think it just depends on what the hybrid is, Gomez. So, like, if you're using a polyester multi-filament hybrid and you don't want the multi-filament to break as quickly, especially if you have, say, just in general, if you don't want the multi-filament to break as quickly, then I usually would say in that instance, it would be better to have, say, a 16 gauge polyester, a 16 gauge multi-filament, and then a 16L or a 17 gauge polyester, because that way, because the multi-filament is a little bit thicker, it's going to last a little bit longer and not break as quickly, because the polyester is going to be shredding it, since it most likely has size, and if it doesn't, it's just going to be digging into it however fast or however long you have it in there. So that's what I would say. Thickness, it just kind of depends on how you're doing it. If you're using 2 different polyesters, then I think you can get away with using like the same gauge of them, especially if you're trying to go for durability. But if you want to go a little bit more spin friendly and a little bit more arm friendly, then I think having thinner gauges would work best. But if you're trying to do two different polys and two different gauges, you can, and I would just do whichever one you think breaks faster on you normally. I would just have that one in the thicker gauge. Or if you're trying to get like more spin out of the ball, I would have whichever string you think is going to give you more spin, have that in the thinner gauge, so that way it gives you even more. But it's up to you, Gomez. It's all kind of like personal preference and whatever you think would work best. Tactical, that's not fun. Why did you start drugs? Were they prescribed? Because that's different. Ro, what's up? How are we doing? Cool. Ooh. No. Cool. Hey, anyone got anything else or nah? Oh, Keenza, there you go. There's Kirby. If you're still here, he made it. He made his appearance. TRD. I know of Iran. I don't know really anything about it. Just because I've never been there and I don't live there. But if it's 5 a.m. in Iran, dude, may I ask, but why are you still awake? If anything, I feel like you'd want to be asleep right now, man. Liba? I hope I said that right. If I did not say it right, please correct me. But hello, how are you? Thank you for being here. Tony, you cannot find the vocal racket online, but when you do, I'll tell you. I'll look too. I'm curious now, Tony. Vocal. Hold. Separation. No, not the VCore 95. Let's see. Can I see if I can find it? What is this? Is this it? No, it wouldn't be that one. Dunlop. No, not those. Hey, look, it's me. That's cool. Interesting. TRD in Iran, we are on the weekend. Very nice. Wait, you're that far? You're that far ahead of me to where it's like 5 a.m. on Saturday, or does your weekend start on Friday, TRD? Vocal. Tony, the Vocal Super G V1. Interesting. Super G V1. Interesting. When did this come out? Nice. It does look sick, Tony. I will give it that. And I'm not usually a big fan of red, but that one looks cool. Dude, and you're just chilling. Hey man, that's half the reason we're here too. We all just kind of like hang out, have fun, just kind of like see how it goes. Charlie, what's up, Charlie? I'm doing good. How are you? You wish to do a live stream today, but you're sick. Luckily, you made enough videos and scheduled it out, so it will be uploaded automatically to your channel. Very nice. Good on you for planning ahead and getting that all squared away. Amazing job. And I hope you get better soon, Charlie. Being sick, it's not fun. Tony, maybe, I'm not exactly sure that's it, but it looks like it. Small 95 square inch head and a black and red tennis racket. Nice. Liba, where am I from? I am from the US, Liba. Where are you from? Kinza, yes, you saw Kirby. I think he's chilling. Yeah, he's just chilling. He's just over there having a Kirby time. Gomez, you're currently using 1.23 poly and 1.32 multi for comfort because of your elbow. With the snapback tonight, you want to try a poly hybrid for more spin and control, but without losing comfort. If you're doing that, what are the polyester strings that you're using, Gomez? Because if you're wanting to do a poly hybrid, wait, Gomez, why don't you just do like a full bed of multi-filament? Not a full bed of multi-filament, I'm sorry. Why don't you just do like a full bed of a soft polyester? If you're already wanting to do a polyester hybrid, why don't you just do like a full bed of polyester? Something like maybe Solinco Mach 10 17 gauge or 16L, or even like I don't know. What were the strings in my video that I just made? No, wait, those were all round poly. Oh, what else? Yeah, or you could even just do like a full bed of something like Yonex Polytor Pro or a lot of people have been saying Restring Sync. A lot of people have been recommending that to me for a very soft poly that's circular. So you may be able to get away with using a full bed of poly if you're careful about it. I don't know what your situation is, so you'd have to give me some more context, but if you're wanting to do a poly hybrid, I would say you might just want to try a full bed of the same poly first, depending upon which one we choose. Kinza, you love Iran. It's one of your favorite countries. A lot of respect and love for Iran. Very nice. Tony, that's not the one, but it looks like okay. Gotcha, Tony. TRD, it's 5 a.m. on Friday. Very nice. Jojo, what's up, dude? What's up? You got a story for me. When you went to jail, the last popular game was Fallout. Which one? There's a few Fallouts. You were released last month, and now games look like a real life. You had a heart attack when you tried VR. Bro, I bet the jump in video games from if it was like original Fallout 1 to now is insane. Especially with the original Fallout being like a top-down, like click and go adventure. It's crazy how much they've come, dude. RJ, I'm not Wolverine. I cannot grow claws, but I do got a beard like him. I'd have to shave it a little to like make it really Wolverine, but I got a beard like him. TRD, I want to know what you heard about Iran. I mean, not much, dude. I just know that Iran is a place and it's in the Middle East. I have not really looked much into the country itself just because I don't live there, and nothing I do is really affected by Iran, I think, or at least not, and nothing I do would affect Iran. So that was about it. Bubbles, hello. Tony, when you string people's rackets, you almost always stencil on the logo on the strings. Most places don't do that. Yeah. I mean, I don't necessarily stencil a lot. It's just not something that usually it's just kind of like upon request, especially if we have people that are like tournament players or anything, and then they can't have the stencil on it because they're not technically sponsored. It's weird, but I've done plenty of stencils. My absolute most hated stencil is Lacoste. That stencil sucks to do. It is awful. It is hard. It's hard to make sure you get it centered right, and then you try and flip it over because the alligator or the croc, pretty sure it's Lacoste is an alligator, but the alligator doesn't look right when you stencil it, and then when you go to flip it over, you go to flip the stencil over, it also doesn't look right. And then if you flip it, and if you do it wrong, it just looks like you stenciled the Playboy bunny onto a racket. And it's like, this is not a good stencil. I just don't understand why people would want that. Not cool. Bubbles, you have a question you need to ask? Okay. Jojo, the reason for the prison was weed. Now everybody smokes weed. Spoke near cop. You tried to save it and slap for the safe. World is crazy. You have an injury? That's crazy, dude. Yeah, I bet the world's changed a lot since. When did you, if you don't mind me asking, Jojo, when did you go in? Baba Booey, New Vegas is the only correct answer. I mean, New Vegas is pretty good, Baba Booey. I have New Vegas on the PS3 here, and I've played through some of it. I've never played through all of it, but what I did play through, it was quite good. Tony, I'm still learning poly hybrids. There's too many strings and options, but sync has been talked about a lot, especially in the crosses. Yeah. Yeah, sync sync's been talked about a lot to me for soft and being easy on the arm. When I was at the place where I got the strings, I know I still haven't put it in my racket, but I only got 0 just because this is the one that I would probably play with the most if I had to, just because it's shaped. So I'll get that in one of my rackets eventually. Bubbles, no clue. I'm the wrong guy to ask. I don't know, eh? I appreciate the compliment, though. Aya, welcome back. Craze? No. Chosen? Why do I have a surfer name, bro? Man, dude, Cowabunga? I don't know, dude. That's just the name my parents gave me. Craze, thank you for the jewels, though. I do appreciate it. It means a lot. Copy Ninja. Where am I from, man? I am from the U.S. Where are you from, man? Leighton, if you subscribe, can you have moderation manager? No. No one gets that privilege besides me, sir. At least for right now.
Eventually, when we get bigger, then I'll probably need mods, but no, not for now. Rocio, what's up? I'm doing good. How are you doing? All the way out in Argentina. Jojo, you went to jail in like the 20th century? Yeah, dude, the world's probably so different from what it was when you first went in. That's crazy, man. What was if I can ask, what was the biggest culture shock when you got out? Like, what was the biggest difference? Did I listen to that Turkish song? Yes, I did. I listened to, I think, almost all of the songs that were recommended to me last night. The Turkish song, I believe, was the one that was all the what is it? Oh, what is it? What is an instrument? It's not a violin. It's not a viola. Is it the cello? Is that what he was playing? But it didn't have words to it. If I remember correctly, Aya. And if it yes, that one, I thought that one was amazing. Like, I didn't realize the song ended as soon as it did. I thought it was going to keep going, but I watched like the music video for it. Even though it had no words, I thought it was a great song. Now, I tried adding it onto my Apple Music, but I guess he never released it on there, so I was like, man, well, can't do that. Tony, I also did like your recommendation for One Night by Murray, or whatever Murray Head, or whatever that band was. That was a good song. I added that one. That one was fun. Let's see. Hello, man. That has a garage room. I mean, I don't know what you mean by a garage room, but it's definitely a room. Tony, you're OCD or something. I have to stencil, put a fresh over grip, and matching strings to frame it all, or some players can't have a stencil. Yeah, man, it's crazy. Yeah. See, luckily I'm not that OCD, Tony, because like I'll put in a very stupid looking string into a racket if it is requested, or if it's like my own, and then I'll just kind of like, as long as I get to test it in a racket I know how it's gonna play, I'm fine with doing that. But there are some times I've seen a racket combo and I'm just like, oh, that does not look good at all. I'm just like, why did they want to get that? Let's see. Jojo, personal computers. Your phone can now do all the things, like really all the things. You can watch a movie. I can watch what I want anytime. Yeah, it's crazy, Jojo. I'm sure that was an intense like change you had to make when you first came out and saw everything. But I'm just curious how your experience has been going, man. This is interesting. I hope you don't mind me asking, and if you do mind, I will stop completely. We do not have to talk about this. Yeah, well, it's not his song, maybe because of that. The original one does have words. Interesting. Yeah, maybe. Flav, why are you not sleeping? Because it is not even 9:30 where I am at yet, and yeah, it's just fine. You're gonna send me the name, Rocio. Did I listen to the song? Did I listen to the song you recommended? Yes, I did, Rocio. The what was it? The story of the wizard and the fairy, or like the ballad of the wizard and the fairy, what it translates to. Now, granted, with most of the songs you sent me, Rocio, did not understand a single word that was being said. Like, I did not find a translated version that I listened to. But the guitar solo in the middle of it, pretty good, gotta say. And then I also thought it was a little bit weird just their voices, because it sounded like they were trying to be, and just from the I'm assuming what was the album cover I saw, they had the big 80s like hair bands that were really big and popular here in the 80s in the US, and they had those, and I was listening to them, and they were kind of like singing the same way they would have back then. I was like, that's fun and interesting, but that guitar solo in the middle of that song was pretty cool. Gomez, it's hard to get restring in Colombia. I was thinking about switching to Tourline. Currently using Signum Pro. Which one would you recommend for the full bed? One with good snapback. Gomez, I can't really recommend much of Tourline just because I haven't really played with Tourline all that much. That's not necessarily one I can say with full confidence that I can recommend. One thing I can recommend though, and it might be a little bit easier to get, especially if you're wanting a full bed with a lot of good snapback. That is also going to be a little bit easier on your arm just because it's circular. You could go with Yonex Polytour Fire. Polytour Fire, because it has an oil-infused coating on it, that string is very slick, so the snapback is going to be one of the best that you'll find, especially in a full bed. But if you don't want to do that, a lot of people do like Polytour Fire as a cross string because of that coating and how much snapback they can get. So I would probably lean towards Polytour Fire, but if you want to do Tourline, then I'm probably not the person to ask just because I have not played with enough Tourline strings to tell you which one I think you should use. That is what I would say to that, Gomez. Hopefully that helps, buddy. Jojo, your grandson's helping you? Nice. Very cool. Leapy, hello, how are you? Thank you for the compliment. Yes, I am wearing a cap right now. It does come off and it goes on every so often throughout the stream, so it'll probably get off my head again at some point. Jojo, we like talking about a days, weeks. Nice. Yuzu, hello. How are you? Puigi? I'm sorry if I said that your name wrong. Please tell me to say it correctly. But hello, you're from Indonesia. That's cool. Thank you for being here all the way from Indonesia. That's awesome. Yuzu, you see Kirby in the back? Yes, Kirby is in his rightful place in my room right now. Sometimes he makes an appearance in the stream if I ever have to leave this chair for any reason. So you may see him a little bit later, Yuzu, up close and personal, but for right now, not right now. He's just chilling. Donna, what's up? How are we doing? That's the song. Donna, who made the song? Infant, take all the money in your bank account right now and get to the casino. You can win it all. I believe in you. Well, Infant, I thank you for the belief, but I'm sorry, I am not going to the casino. That is not a place I need to be spending my money at all. Yuzu, that's awesome. I hope to see him soon. He might make an appearance. We'll see. Usually these streams go for a few hours, and I usually have to get up at least once during that time. So Kirby may make his appearance. Whisperer, you didn't ask a question, dude.
Donna, you think BB Rexa? Interesting. Cool. I'll look into it. Ugh. Blood, Visions, Amazon delayed my THL sleep shades by a day. Jeff Bezos. Dang, man, that sucks. Man. Hopefully you get them soon. Hopefully you get them soon, though, man. And then once you do, let me know. Let me know if you can tell a difference or anything with your sleep, because I can, and if you can as well, I would love to know. You like Pikachu more? Nice. Are you talking? Now, you do know Kirby is not a Pokemon, right? JS, what's up? How are we? Blood. All right, very cool. Yuzu, it's your first time watching the stream. You like the vibes? Well, thanks, Yuzu. I appreciate it. Steven, you used to work at an orange juice factory, but you got fired because you couldn't concentrate. Ah, I'm going to assume that is a orange juice joke, because I don't know anything about orange juice because I've never had orange juice. Big shocker. Yes, of course. Okay, very nice. Corey, what's up? How we doing? Aya is just dying laughing. Kyle, it's the right perspective of things, objective, which will prove that the only set of reality is through the subjective. Kyle, you're getting deep, man. Getting so deep that not everyone's gonna know what you're talking about. Okay, never had orange juice is crazy. I know, right? Bob, can we see without the shades on for a second? Sorry, dude. Can't do it in the streams just because I would like to be able to go to sleep better. Not necessarily, so I can't really say much, man. If you want to see me without the glasses on, quite literally, almost every other video on my channel has me not wearing these. It's just mainly for these live streams that I wear them. No, I will not, because I'm not going to let you get me with that. Alejandro, someone's behind you? Yes, someone is behind me. It's Kirby. Kirby's behind me, Alejandro. He just kind of like sits there and watches and protects. You can't see it, but in his other little arm hand thing, he has a small sword, and that's what he's protecting me with. So the person behind me, Alejandro, is Kirby, in fact. Kyle, how can you tell the difference between your own thoughts and divine inspiration? I don't know, dude. I think that's all personal, like, subjectiveness, as you were saying. You won't know until it hits you. Tony, dude, something is different. In the tech video earlier, you were sitting in a different position. The bed, the TV, explain, please. Tony, the only difference is the fact that my phone, instead of being
upright like it is now. The only difference is that it was laying horizontally. That is it. There was no other difference. I did not change where my bed was. I did not change where this chair was. The only other angle in that video besides looking straight at me is when I was showing the whiteboard that is on my desk. Like, you have seen this whiteboard before. And so I I don't know what to tell you, man. I didn't move anything. Maybe it was just the way that the camera was pointed, but the TV has always been over my left shoulder. This is my left shoulder. Mary, is it a Polaroid? What a Polaroid? Bob, what are the shades for? So, Bob, these shades, they're to help me sleep better because they stop the blue light from getting into my eyes from both my phone and my computer. So that's what they're here to help me with and all that. Let's see. Yuzu Kirby, indeed the protector. Cotton, what's up, buddy? How are we doing? Tony, no, the TV was over your left shoulder. This is my left. Yes, you will fly out there. I need an answer. You said left shoulder but moved your right. What the heck is going on? Tony, you're looking at me through a camera. So everything is probably reflected backwards. Where that little computer is, well, the TV is, that is my left shoulder from me being in the perspective. So, like this, in my point of view, because I'm facing the camera, is my left. You, since you're watching the camera, it's my right. But in the video with the Technofiber stuff, it's the exact same thing. My TV has never moved. Brand, I'm looking to get some. Brand, I'm looking to get some new shoes for Black Friday. Can you use clay shoes on hard courts? Is that such a big deal or no? So, Brand, I would not use clay shoes on hard court. And the reason for that is because when you use clay shoes on hard court, you break the sole a lot quicker. And so you have to get new shoes a lot quicker. You can typically use hard court shoes on a clay court and you'll be fine because clay is softer. But clay specific shoes, the herringbone tread on the bottom of them is usually very soft and it's not very thick. So because it's not very thick, it is going to wear down quicker if you wear it on hard court. So you could use it. However, you're just going to have to buy new shoes much faster. So if you can find a shoe, a hard court shoe that has somewhat of a herringbone pattern to it, it's probably not going to be as much as a specific clay shoe, then I would probably go with that. However, if you're only going to be playing on clay, then by all means get a clay specific shoe and just go from there. Let's see. Hope that helps, Brand. If you have any more questions about it, please let me know. Happy to help. Jim, you're all right. Fan, rose-colored glasses. Like, I don't know who that is, but okay. Jim, what does that mean? I don't know what that means. Tony, dang, I was so confused. Still am. I'll have to get this straight in my head. Yeah. It's a little weird, Tony, but you'll figure it out. Yo, what's up, Emily? How we doing? No, nowhere. Uh, nowhere complimenting me. Thank you, Aya, for translating. I appreciate it. Brand, you can use pickleball shoes and hard court for tennis. Yeah, that's fine. Pickleball, pickleball shoes are pretty much the exact same thing as tennis court shoes. They just usually say pickleball on them. There's not really too much of a difference besides that, except for maybe one other fact of pickleball court shoes tend to be lighter weight and not have as much cushioning in them, just because the companies were trying to like bridge the gap from people who had never played a court sport before. So they're trying to bridge the gap from people who were playing in Hokas. Instead of going all the way to a specific court shoe, which you would usually see in tennis, but they don't want people to go that far because most people will say those are too uncomfortable if they're not like properly explained why it has to be as tight as it is. They tried making pickleball court shoes it right in the middle to try and make it a little bit of an easier transition for people. Yeah. I leave Tony alone. He's figuring it out. Yeah, you're good, Brent. And like, so he likes someone else, but it's fine. We move past it. No, girl. Oh, I'm sorry. That's that sucks, but it happens. What did Noir or Knower say? If you could translate that for me, Brand, we ain't got no clay in Saginaw, Michigan, bruh. No doubt you're in Michigan. You need to be getting some hard court shoes, buddy. Cotton last game night was interrupted by a heavy rain, but you got your racket restrung with Mach 10, 46 pounds. You really like Mach 10 in that sort of time. In that sort of time, you got to use it. Very cool, Cotton. I liked Mach 10, and I've had good experience with it. Now, if you're wanting a string that's going to be a lot more spin friendly, then Mach 10 is probably not the answer. But if you want a polyester that's going to be more arm friendly and more power focused and have a little bit of spin, then Mach 10 does great. Yo, Jess, new currency for America should be candy. That's a very interesting take there, Jess. Is there a specific candy in mind or just candy in general? Izelle, me again. You again. Yes, it is me. Tony, from your perspective, now the ceiling fan would be to your right, but in tech video, the fan was to the left. I don't know, Tony. Ever, would a boat paddle make a good racket? If you could swing it fast enough. Tony, OMG, I don't see it. I'm going back to the other video. I'll be back. All right, Tony. Cut. I'll be waiting here.
Cotton, your ground stroke went deep, like about to go long, but it dipped from topspin in the last few feet. Nice. Like I said, Mach 10's pretty good. It's not going to have the most spin to it, but it does have just enough. The one said, "How are you?" with a heart. I'm doing good. How are they? I hope they're doing good. I hope they're doing good too. Con, it's very comfortable and I like the color so much. Yeah, the color of Mach 10 is pretty cool too. I gotta say, I do like the blue. And they even made grommets to match it, cotton, so even better. If you use a Slinko racket. Noir said she doesn't understand you, but your talk is nice. Well, thanks, Noir. I appreciate it. Brian, it's crazy how popular pickleball is around here in my area. It seems like there are tournaments all the time. I don't get it. I'm sticking to tennis. Yeah, Brandon. It's just kind of personal preference. Like, I enjoy playing pickleball with my friends, and I have been very curious to see what would happen if I try to like go out to a pickleball tournament just to like see how I would do. Not really playing pickleball competitively or anything, but playing tennis competitively. Because I have a friend and he plays on the professional pickleball tour. Like, he is an actual touring pro. And I've hit with him a few times just because we were either doing something for work or we just went out to hit once or twice. So I'd be curious to see how I stack up in a tournament. I just have never actually went to one. Tony, everyone go watch his earlier Technofire video and come back here and explain this to me. Nice. Now Noir said she will miss you. She will go. Well, if she's still here, I would like to thank her for watching and being here. I do appreciate it. It means a lot. Phoenix, it happens. However, he said that she was almost exactly like me. So maybe if that doesn't work out, hopefully it does. I don't want to wish that on him. Maybe it means I could have a chance too. I mean, you could have a chance, girl, but I probably would not hold out. I would not put your life on hold in the hopes, or not really the hopes, but like hold out waiting for that. I don't think that would necessarily be the best thing to do, girl. Tony, I'm so freaking confused. I don't understand cameras. That video looks totally different than this one. Nah, dude, exact same room. Nothing changed. Nothing changed over here. Just how the camera was facing. That's it. That's all it was. More, what state do I live in? I live in Indiana, my man. State you probably didn't think of. Brand, did I listen to any of the My Morning Jack music? Yes, I did. Let me make sure what was the big song you told me to listen to? I know I listened to one of them. It was this album. It had that weird green eye, well, the weird green thing with the black pupil. I don't remember what the song you told me to listen to was, but I did listen to it, and I would say, Brand, that one, not necessarily for me, but Holding On to Black Metal. Yes, I listened to that one. For me, wasn't necessarily like my thing, but I could see why people like it. But yeah. It wasn't bad by any means. It just was like, oh, nice. I'd listen to it every so often, but I don't know if I would like search that song out myself. Sko, what's up? All is well. Hope all is well with you. T-Fight 305S and Head Gravity Tour are on holiday sale. Which is better for the one-handed backhand?
Sko, that is more of a, at that point, because they're both 98 head sizes and they're both about the same weight, that's more of a personal opinion in terms of like how you want the racket to feel. The Gravity Tour is going to be a little bit more forgiving in terms of it's going to be a little bit easier on your arm and be a little bit more flexible. So sometimes players with a one-handed backhand don't necessarily like that because they want the racket to be more stable since they don't have the extra arm and the extra hand to provide extra stability for their shot. Now the T-Fight, the 305S, that one, because it has the 18x19 string pattern, you are going to get more help controlling your backhand, but you're not going to get as much spin or as much power as you normally would from, say, like the regular T-Fight 300S, which is the 98 head size with the 16x19 string pattern. The T-Fight's also going to be a little bit more powerful because it is a little bit stiffer, but it has the foam in the racket in order for you to help prevent some tennis elbow or anything like that if you decide to go the T-Fight direction. So I would say most people would probably lean towards the T-Fight in this situation if they have a one-handed backhand, because the Gravity Tour may be a little bit too flexible for them. But if you get the chance, because I doubt the holiday sales are going to go away for too long. I don't know though. I have no clue how long they're going to run. I would still at least demo both of them if you have the ability to. If not, it just kind of depends on what you want the racket to help you with the most and what you prefer out of a racket. And we just kind of have to go from there and make our best educated guess. Tiago, I'm going to assume you said hello. I don't know what you're actually saying. Tony, pickleball is fun and it's hard when you play against good players. My tennis translates to pickleball pretty well. Nice. Anna, why? Chef, welcome back. The one said, I am honey. Interesting. Is that what the emoji pointing to, I'm assuming what those drinks are, is? Tony, Indiana? I mean, yeah, Indiana. Phoenix, yeah, I'm not, but he's the first guy you've liked in like a year, which is actually wild because your last one was really long, and really weird. However, we tough it out. We do tough it out. We do tough it out, Emily. I'm kind of there too. We tough it out being single. A good walkout song would be Holding On to Black Metal. I could see it. How am I? I'm doing good. How are you? The one said you are honey. Thank you, Aya. Phoenix, like this Wednesday is going to be the 1-year anniversary of being out of a relationship. I'm kind of really happy about it because I've grown so much maturely and stuff. Well, good for you. Good for you, Emily. That's a great way to look at it. Brian, what's up? How we doing? Never have I seen Twitter's talking about me. I have not. I don't have Twitter or anything. Relax, interesting. Pack, I do not know what you mean. I have no clue what you're talking about. Tony, you're so confused. You're going to bed though. You'll probably dream about this, trying to figure it out. See you later, Diesel. You've got some sorcery going on out on there or something. Oh, you want lots of bite to help control? All right. Your power. Very nice. Bran, what would be my current walkout song for my introduction to the tennis court? I'm curious. I don't know, Bran. Yeah, I don't know off the top of my head. Yeah, I don't got I don't got anything. I'd have to think about that, and I'd have to like physically see my playlist in order for me to actually answer that. Running Man, what's up? Congratulations. Don't squeeze too hard. Aya, you're trying to understand what's going on. You're probably not the only one, Aya. Forrest, yo, what's up? Welcome back, Forrest. I appreciate it. Never, yo, bro, give us a tour of the place. Sorry, bro. We're not doing any room tours or anything. We're staying right here, and that's about it. Con, what about paddle, everyone? Do you guys dabble in a little bit of paddle or? I do not, because it's not really as available where I'm at. Plus, I also don't want to pay over $100 USD in order to be on the court for 1 hour. To me, that does not sound like a fun time. But yeah, I personally don't cotton. So previously, you were a pro staff, Pure Strike 97 user. So far, you're liking your RFO 1 as I've customized it. I just wanted to add one of those two to the collection. If you've liked those two, you'd probably like, my guess would be the T-Fight more, SCO. Because it is more so like the Pro Staff and the Pure Strike in terms of the stiffness of it. The gravity is probably going to be too far of a difference from what you're currently liking and used to, but yeah, that's probably what I would say if you like your Pro Staff, your Pure Strike, and you like your RFO 1. Noodles, welcome back. You're in middle school. What's the best way to practice before tennis tryouts? In my opinion, if you have a friend on the tennis team, I would just go out and play matches against him or a few different people. Just play matches, dude. If you can't do that, just practice with a wall or like go practice your serve. And just kind of do a little bit every day, so that way you keep up to date with it, and you don't have to worry about trying to remember how to do everything, because your body is going to be like, oh, we've been doing this throughout the winter. So if you have the ability to go to a tennis wall and hit, I would try that. But the best thing I would say is probably just to go out with your friend and actually play a match. May be hard to do because it's winter, at least where I'm at. I don't know where you are, but that's probably what I would say is like just play matches if you can. And make sure your parents are okay with you doing it. Tony, no, I mean Indian. It's got Indian in it. I know it does, Tony. I'm pretty sure I probably typed Indiana wrong at some point and forgot the A and just accidentally got India. or Indian and something, and I was just like, oh, that's not what I meant. Neva, you're single too. Nice. Single gang. Mark, who do I have? Cody, who do I have tonight? The Bills or the Texans? You're asking the wrong person, dude. I don't watch football or anything like that. So I do not have any say in what is going to happen. Tony, control string, but has a little pop and feel. Ice Code, you need more bite. Gotcha. Aya, do I love coffee? Aya, I've never had coffee. So I can't really say that I cannot say that I love it. Never had it. Rishab? Hello, how am I? Where are you from? I'm doing good, man. I'm from the US. Where are you from at? Where are you from at, man? How are you? Thank you for being here. Tony, you love the mini tennis game you play with small racket, flat balls, and small court. You can crush the ball with control. Have I seen it? You played once, it's fun. I think I've seen mini tennis, but I have not played it. I think. Yeah, I've never played mini tennis. So I can't really say too much about it. Brand, you went to the Cincinnati Open this summer. Impressive venue. Major reason why you're so into tennis now. It was a lot of fun, even with 100-degree temps. You ever been there? Yeah, Brand. I've been to the Cincy Open. There's even a chance we were there the same day this year, and we just didn't know it. It would probably depend on like what days you were there, but there's a chance we might have been there at the same time. That'd be pretty cool, Brand. We didn't even know it. You might have seen me and I might have seen you. We just never crossed paths till now. That's insane. God, my walkout song would be the Bee Gees. You should be dancing when the trumpet hits. I start moonwalking to the ring. I don't know about that one from them. Like, I like the Bee Gees. I don't know if You Should Be Dancing would be my walkout song, though. I don't know. I'd have to look to see if I would want that to be it. Garrett, what's up? How are we? How am I? I'm doing good. You're new here. Well, thank you for being here. First off, Garrett, and welcome. How are you? Anthony, what's up? Welcome back from the last night. Brand Enter Sandman, Metallica for the walkout, and media intimidation for the opponent. Like, the thing about Enter Sandman is, if I'm gonna have a song about if I'm going to pick a song about Sandman, it's not going to be Metallica's Enter Sandman. It's going to be. Hold on, I want to say the group's name right. I want to say it's the Andrews Sisters. No, it's the Chordettes. My initial thought was right. No, if I'm gonna pick a song about Sandman, it's gonna be the Chordettes, Mr. Sandman, and that's not a walkout song typically. But if I had to pick a song about Sandman, that would be the one, not Metallica. Let's see. Ujala, what's up, bro? How we doing? Phoenix, you astonish me every time you say you've never had a food or drink. I know, it's crazy. Cotton, you've never had a cup of coffee, even just a sip. Nope, never had it. Not once. I can say you have a healthy routine. I don't know about healthy. I've just never had a few things. Let's see. Tony, bro, Indiana means the land of Indians, so the word Indian in the name means something. That's what Indians means. That's what I was getting at, bro. D.
I think I'm starting to see it now. I think I'm starting to see it now, Tony. Sco, have I had the chance to test out the new Whiteout V2 18x20? This was a very quiet release midweek from a marketing perspective. I have not got the chance to try it out yet, Sco. But I'd be curious to try it out. I'd also be curious to try it out in the extended version because I'm pretty sure I saw Tennis Warehouse say that they made the 1820 in a 27.5-inch length. So I'd be curious how that plays too. Mendele, hello, how are you? Thank you for being here. Bowling is fun. I agree, bowling is fun. I enjoy bowling. Anthony, be right back. We'll see you soon, Anthony. Michael, Mr. Sandman, exactly, Mr. Sandman. That is probably my more favorite Sandman song rather than Enter Sandman from Metallica. That's just me, though. Cotton, you said never had a coffee while I am sipping my morning coffee. I know, right? It's crazy. Never had it. And most people, when I tell them that one, they just look at me dumbfounded. They're like, how? Just like, I just run off water and sleep, dude. Tony, you've never been interested in extended rackets, but for some, it's probably beneficial. Yeah, especially if they tend to choke up on the racket and they have a two-handed backhand, it can be beneficial. Extended rackets also tend to offer a little bit more power and a little bit more spin, but you have to be able to adjust your timing and adjust how you're hitting the ball. So it's harsh, but you can eventually figure it out once you get used to it. At the net, it gets a little weird too, but if you're playing doubles and you want to cover the alley a little bit easier, it can work. The hard part's the serve. Just like with heavier rackets, longer rackets, the serve can go like downhill quick because you have more racket to move and to get going and to get a good serve with. What was my last score in bowling? Somewhere between 100 and 200. That is about it. I don't think I've ever cracked 200. I think the highest I've ever gotten in bowling was like 160 or 170 maybe, but I couldn't tell you. Chosen, what is something about human history that I learned that no one knows? I don't think there's anything that I know that someone else doesn't, so I probably couldn't say anything there, especially just because the last time I took a history class, I was in high school. So, can't really say much there. Brand, do I choke up a little bit on my volleys and keep a light grip for touch? I don't know. I have never like choked up, or I've never like loosened my grip. If anything, I probably like gripped it a little bit harder to just like try it because the ball is coming at me so much faster. Tony, okay, Brony. Ask everyone if it's okay to reach over the net to hit the tennis ball and see what they say. The only time that I have heard that it is okay to reach over the net and hit the tennis ball is if the tennis ball bounced on your side first, and then you can hit the ball when as if it was bouncing back onto your opponent's side. That is the only time I've heard it is okay for you to hit the tennis ball over the net, Tony.
Daniel, can you watch Spy Kids 3D in those glasses? I mean, you could, but you won't. They won't be in 3D. Disgust. I am not gay. I am completely straight, and I think that's what Tony was trying to say. He just capitalized the no, and it may have just come off a little aggressive. The highest one you got was a 115 and never again reached it. Yeah. Bowling, if you don't do it consistently, at least for me, has always been one of those games where it's like, my goal is to always at least crack a 100, and that is it. Discussed. I know stuff about my personal human history. I mean, probably. The only history I know about really, the only history I really know about is my own. So that's about it. And if that were true, there were no problem. Doesn't matter. Interesting. Discuss what is a copy pasta. I've never heard of that. Let's go. Final question. What are some ways to customize the Tactifier grip so that rectangular feels more squared off grip? Like a Ballarat Wilson Slingo. Sko, I feel... Was it you that I was talking to about this before, or was it someone else? Because I feel like I've gotten that question before. But the thing with it is that you can't really like change the actual shape of the palette. You could attempt to shave it down to make it more circular or more oval. However, or more squared off in your case, you could do that. However, by shaving it, you run the risk of breaking the handle, so I don't necessarily like that option. And then besides that, you could also do it to where you just use a few overgrips. So like you use, say, 2 overgrips in order to get the size that you're wanting. But there's not really in my opinion and experience, there's not really too many ways to change the palette shape just because Tactifiber made that specifically for that. So you kind of just have to like make with it what you will. Sometimes if you use 2 overgrips, that does help to like not make it so pronounced. But other than that, I don't think there's necessarily going to be too much you can do without running the risk of potentially breaking the actual handle of the racket itself. And we don't want to do that. We would like you to still be able to play with it. Tony, yes, you can follow through and pass the net, but you must make contact on your side unless the ball, because of wind or spin, bounces on your side and goes back over. Just be sure to not touch the net. Exactly. Chrome. No, I am not a day trader, bro. I don't touch that stuff. Garrett, have a good night, man. Thank you. Have a good night as well, sir. Thank you for being here, Garrett. I do appreciate it. I hope you had a great time. Tony, if you're serving and you toss the ball, swing and miss, then it counts. So if it was your first serve, you get a second. And if second serve, then it would be a double fault. Nice. Let's see. Brand ban these fools. They're fine until they start unless they start like absolutely bad mouthing someone else that's besides me, or they go too far. It's fine, Brand. We'll make it work. See, discussed a copy pasta. is a paragraph, sometimes more, that gets reposted and repeated as a meme. Usually it's a reference to something someone has said before that was pretty funny. Interesting. Discuss what was I serving? What did I do that was like it? Nope. We don't. Nah, Sayori. We don't do that. $13 cool glasses. Where are they for? So 13, the glasses are for helping me sleep better. So because I'm looking at my phone and I'm looking at my computer, especially because I usually do these streams before I go to bed, I wear these so that way I can just get some pretty good sleep when I do jump into that bed back there to go to sleep for the next day. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Sayori, what's my shirt? It is ASICS and their slogan, sound mind, sound body. That is what my shirt says. Michael, if you're playing doubles and halfway through the match you found your partner had hepatitis, would you continue the match? I mean, as long as they don't touch me, I think as long as they don't touch me, I think it's fine, right? Isn't that how hepatitis works? Or at least like some sort of bodily transfer? Yes, Sayori, because there was no context, so we had no way of knowing that. So if you do it again, you will be gone. Sorry to tell you. Discuss. Never mind. It's way too long to share. I was gonna post part of the Navy SEALs. Interesting. Tony, it's pouring down rain here and warm. Ew. That usually sounds like a weird That usually sounds like a weird combo, doesn't it? You were in another live. People keep annoying YouTubers with the rainbow thing, so I hope they don't come here because they won't stop. Interesting. You did nothing wrong. You're okay. You're fine. Disgust. You play tennis, which is serving in it, and serving is gay slang as well. So I was making a joke regarding people calling you a create. Interesting. Okay. Tony, get him decent. Don't take any gut from these people. All right, Tony. Disgust. Nah, it just sounds like Florida. Well, he's actually not in Florida. He's near Texas and all that. So it's the other like really hot state. Warm and rain. Yeah, it's crazy. Cool. Cool. Jolisha or Jolisha? I'm sorry, I don't know which one's correct. I'm sorry, but thank you for the subscription. I appreciate it. The glasses do too, but thank you. It helps me out a lot. Tony, Brody's too nice. I like it. No cursing. See, Tony, I just don't know. I just don't know if I want to do that on the internet and have it be on the channel. I may do it at some point later if it calls for it, but yeah, for right now, it's not necessary, but I don't know. We'll see. Riley, people really like your glasses, huh? You should wear them in your profile picture. It's like a symbol. Maybe. I might do something more with them. If this is the thing that gets me recognized, that's a little crazy. These glasses, but I don't know. Something will. I only wear them in these live streams pretty much when I'm doing anything for YouTube or anything, so we'll see. Emily, you're here, you're just lurking and making a Christmas list. Nice. Omega, what are you talking about? How did soap show up in this? Riley, did I look into that couple? No. People were telling me about it. I think it was last night or the night before they were telling me about it in this stream, and I had no intention of looking into it at all. I'm just like, why? Tony, you love food, most of it. You're an addict. Hey, everyone's got at least some sort of addiction, Tony. Food is okay. I am not addicted to food, as you know. Your name, your name's pronunciation is Jalacia. Did I say it right that time? Please? Yay? Yay? Nay? Jalacia? Yay! Thank you. Cool. Cool. I got it right. Now I can say it correctly. They suit me. They suit me. The glasses. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Discuss. You're addicted to food too. You need to lose like 40 pounds. Just start. Right. Discuss. One of the best things you can do is just like walk. If you want to start losing weight, walking is like so highly underrated. If you get like 10,000 steps a day, it's going to help. It's going to help so much. And you don't even have to like change necessarily too much about your diet. Jalacia, yep. Oh, you two became friends. Cotton, you don't smoke, you don't drink coffee, No, I do not drink alcohol. I've never touched alcohol. Well, let me rephrase that. I have never drank alcohol at all. I have touched a bottle when I was handing it to someone, but no, I don't do alcohol, don't do anything like that. Was my addiction? My addiction is probably, what would I say my addiction is? At a time, it was probably tennis. It was probably like tennis court shoes because since I work at a tennis store, I got them for a pretty good deal. Uh, Maybe you could also say tennis rackets. I do have quite a lot of tennis rackets, but that's also a perk of my job. So I don't know. In terms of spending money on an addiction, probably not much. I'm not necessarily an extreme spender. Now, granted, I did just get a car, so that's where most of my spending money will probably be going to for a while, but that's fine. see. Cotton, you don't. Oh, I already answered that. Discuss. Yeah, the rando that comes in says either one, cool glasses, and two, you're hot. I know it's crazy. And discuss. There's actually a third option. There is actually a third option that you have not heard, you have not seen or heard yet, which I'm very surprised has not popped up. Anyone who has been in the streams before, I feel like you may be able to fill in the blank here. Usually, there are two things that are mentioned whenever someone shows up into these live streams. One of them is the glasses. The other one, what else? What else is option C? What do we think it is? See if you guys know what it is and can fill it in for Riley there. I'm sure someone can point it out. It's almost like live stream bingo. Cotton got it. The ceiling. That's the big one. Phoenix ceiling and glasses. Exactly. Option C. No, Kenta. No, Kenta. No one sees that. But no, the ceiling and the glasses. Riley, almost every single time someone new comes into the stream, it is either going to be the ceiling, my glasses, or something like that. Discuss tennis, obviously, yeah. Exactly. Tennis. You guess so too. Kenta, you think the best coach you've seen on YouTube is Tomas from Field Tennis Instruction. Have I seen this channel? I have not seen that channel, Kenta. I have never heard of Tomas. Tony, you eat when you're happy, sad, excited, angry, worried, or stressed. Tony just likes to eat. Let's see. Discuss. Some people eat just to do something. Sometimes I am some people. Interesting. Phoenix tennis racket tour. Tennis racket tour. Sco, thank you. I appreciate it. Yep. Kenta Ashi, no. Glasses and ceiling. Glasses and ceiling. Yep, there it is. And now it clicked for Riley. Yep, that's the usual thing. Haha, Kenta. I always raise the ceiling on my game. We work to do that, Kenta. Sometimes, like on Tuesday night when I played, I was not raising the ceiling. I was falling through the floor, but it is crazy. Cotton, bingo card situation. Glasses, Kirby, ceiling, music. Cotton, you could also probably throw on there just like sending people hitting on me or like sending random emojis like that. You could throw that in. You could throw that in there too. Should we just make like an actual bingo card for every time I go live, and then that way we all just fill it out in case in case one of them happens. See who gets bingo first. Tony, it's just water damage from something, roof, air conditioner, whatever. Yeah, exactly. It's just water damage. It's old too. It's not like it's anything recent. Cool, bro. What is going on here? Well, dude, you came in probably at a weird time, but typically what the whole point of this live stream is so that way I can help out with tennis gear related questions as much as possible, just because that's kind of what I'm most qualified to talk about, because I work at a tennis retail store and I have for about the last 8+ years. And I got like a certification that goes over tennis racket technology and tennis string technology. So that's kind of like where my wheelhouse is. But the tennis talk almost always takes a back burner at some point during the night. We're kind of in that point right now. But once that happens, we all just kind of like hang out, have fun, just kind of talk about whatever and just have a good time. So, cool, bro. If you'd love to stay here, we would love to have you. By all means, please join the conversation. It'll be a great time. However, if you don't want to, I completely get it. And if you decide to swipe away, I hope you have a great rest of your day. That's all I can say, man. Kenta, Tomas is more philosophical than technical. Interesting. Phoenix and Kirby, thanks to me. Phoenix, thanks to you and Kinza. You two are like the main Kirby fans, I would say, for right now. Tony, some people are charging $500, $600, or $1,000 an hour for private tennis lessons. Can you believe it? That's pretty insane, Tony. That's insane. But that's the thing. Someone's willing to pay for it, which is incredible. The fact that they're willing to do that. The only one that I think could like maybe validate some of those is like Patrick Mouratoglou, just because he has trained Grand Slam champions and everything. So if you go to his academy and you get him specifically, I could see him costing more of a premium just because he has the track record of getting people to that high of a level and working with them too. So I could see him doing it, but it's still crazy about other places. Riley, people also like hitting on you though, and then immediately leave. Yeah, it just happens. I don't know why, Riley. Vladimir Privet, what's up, Vladimir Privet? How are we doing, comrade? Right, that would be funny. Bingo would be funny. Stream bingo. I just need to like make it on my board here. Mr. Funkadelic, am I an engineer? No, sir. I'm not an engineer at all. I never had any desire to be an engineer when I was in school. Phoenix, where is Kinza? She's probably eating. She's probably eating, Phoenix. That's when we wake up. When we're doing the stream, Kinza is usually waking up and getting ready for her day. So that's probably where she's at. Zoe, yo man, Zoe, I didn't plan on doing that, so we're all good. Tony, yep, or Rick Macy, definitely crazy money, but if people will pay it, then okay. Cotton, it's 7,500 USD for Patrick Mouratoglou private session. That's crazy, dude. I can't believe that one. I didn't know it was that much. Dang. Wiz, so at what age do you pickleball full time? I don't know, man. That's kind of like a personal choice. That's not really something that someone can tell you to do. It's whatever you want to do. Sunset, you're an engineer and you're so tired because of it. It's taking its toll on you. I can see that. I have a few friends that are going through engineering programs or that have gone through engineering programs. They have told me some of the struggles, and I was like, man, I did not have any kind of experience like that in college. Tony, nothing he can tell you to warrant that much money. But again, if people will pay for it, yeah. If people will pay for it, it's weird, but someone will. So, you know what? If I was interesting zoo. All right. Kenta, you're working in engineering. It's easy to stress because you have a lot of open loops. You're working while I'm talking right now. Girl or dude, I'm not sure. I don't think we've ever established that, Kenta. Why? If you're working, focus on your work. Am I just like background noise that's kind of like calming you down and relaxing your mind, even though you're commenting and actually paying attention to the stream? What's the story? What's the story here? Kenta, yep. All right. Cool. I get if it works for you, it works for you, I guess. But I would just be like, I would just throw on some music. Sometimes I would do like normal music I listen to on the daily that I've heard so many times I can just kind of like tune out and focus on my work. or I would just throw on like some lo-fi music and just like get to work, dude. But that's me though. I'm not sure about what works for others. I don't know what you're talking about, man. I don't know what that's in reference to. Sue, what do you think about app? I don't know. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is, dude. I've never heard of that. Same. You're an engineer. You're in engineering too, but not graduated yet. Gomez, you're also an engineer, bro. What? We got. How many is that now? What is that? Four engineer. We got 4 engineers just in this chat alone. That's pretty crazy. I was not expecting that. Huh. Gomez, Aya, Kenta, and Sunset, all engineers. Interesting. No, what a coincidence. That's crazy. Gomez is an environmental engineer. Kenta, you applaud people who don't stress out in engineering. I feel like everyone does, but they just show it in different ways. Interesting. Now, what all types of engineers we got? Gomez is an environmental engineer. Kenta, Aya, Sunset, what do you got? Tony, they couldn't engineer. Most of them anyway. Tony, I can't even engineer a ham sandwich. I don't even know how to use a toaster. So, they know way more about engineering than me. So, Con, not gonna lie, bro. I do the same as Kenta most of the time. I join the stream, say hi to you, and continue working. I try my best to support. Well, thanks, Cotton. I appreciate it. You and Kenta for doing that. But if you guys need to work and do anything, please take care of your own lives first. Like, I don't want to be the distraction that is keeping you that is making you take longer in your job. That's not helping me. That's hurting you. Kenta, yeah, I can't engineer for interesting. Aya is an IT engineer, nice. Kenta just pretends like they do, okay. Big 3, what's poppin'? How we doing? Phoenix, I can't even engineer a ham sandwich. I mean, yeah. Oz, that was my quote. No one else said that. Akash, morning, Akash. Hello, have a good night from the U.S. That's where I'm at. Akash is a civil engineer. Now we got 5 engineers in the chat. Crazy. 1/3 of the people here are all engineers, which is insane to me. But hey, that's cool. We take it. Thomas, hello. How are we? Wow. I know, right? It's crazy. Oh, who's got bingo? Andrew, why the glasses lenses are red? So, Andrew, the glasses lenses, they're not red, but they are orange, and the reason for that is because so that way I can sleep better. The glasses help stop some of the blue light that my phone and my computer are emitting before it gets into my eyes that would keep me awake at night and not let me sleep very good. So that's why I'm wearing them. And that's why they are tinted. Tony, I'm a doctor of journalism, gonzo journalism. So wait, you do journalism all about the Muppet Gonzo? Is that what you do, Tony? Miss Tiara, bingo! Yep, there it is. Phoenix, your brother's a mechanic. Does that count? I would say it counts, but it doesn't come with the engineer title. You're close, but you're not there yet. But mechanics, pretty good too. Tony, your dog's name is Bingo. Very nice. So you always have Bingo. Oh, we need an architect. We need an architect here so the list will be complete. Nice. Anthony, welcome back and going. Hello and goodbye. We'll see when you come back, bro. Andrew, but everything you see is in red. How do you live without colors? No, you can still see the colors of everything. Not everything is just red. Thomas, your papa was a civil engineer, you think? Nice. Tony, mechanics are valuable. Not quite. Okay. Oz, do I wear the glasses when I'm dating? What do you mean? What do you mean, Oz? I wear these before I go to bed. That's about it. Robert, it's just an ASIC shirt, dude. It's not anything too far from that. Oh wait. Cotton, we need to add Cyclops to the bingo card. That's another one. It's still technically a shoot off of glasses, but that one almost always shows up too. Schmoles, do I run? Sometimes. Like I have to run for tennis, but sometimes I'll run a mile like once a month just to see if my time has improved for when I do go to the gym. But besides that, not really. Liam, I feel like that's trying to get me with something, so I'm going to have to say no. Kenta, can you show us the color of... can I show you the color of my eyes on cam, please? No, because I would like to sleep, Kenta. But if you watch quite literally any of the other videos I have on my channel, especially the shorts where I'm not wearing these glasses, you can see my eyes pretty clearly because the camera is usually like zoomed into my face. Tony, so confused about the camera and room still, boggling your mind. People, go watch his earlier video and explain the room situation to me, please. Let's see. Navy SEAL, you going to the shooting range or what's up with the glasses? So Navy, the glasses are here just to help me sleep better. The orange lenses, they block the blue light from my phone and my camera. So that way, when we're done with the stream here, I can just jump into that bed, go to sleep, and even if I get less hours of sleep, I still get better quality of sleep than I would if I just did not actually wear the glasses to do this. But that's about it, man. Oz, you think I should wear them? Maybe. Gary, the glasses remind you of Cyclops from X-Men. Andrew, you can put the glasses on the camera so we can see, like you see for a moment. Maybe, but I would also like to be able to go to sleep. So maybe some other time. Aya, you will be back. All right, Aya. We'll see you when you get back. Gary, do a backflip. Can't do that. I don't know how to do that without hurting myself, so I'm not going to do that. Tony, he wears those glasses playing tennis because his strikes are on fire. Gotta protect the eyes. We gotta protect. We do gotta protect the eyes, Tony. Jera, I have no idea what that is, so I can't really say anything. Thomas, what is my favorite sport? It is tennis, sir. That's kind of the whole point of my channel, and I would say that is my favorite sport. Kent is just dying to see the eyes. Dr. Souls, hope you're having a great day. Love from Dr. Souls. Well, thank you, Dr. Souls. I appreciate it. I hope you're having a great day, too. Okay, Tony. Okay, everyone. I'm thinking of a number between 0 and 50. Let's see who can get it or get closest. If Brody gets it, you'll send $5. Go. What are y'all's guesses? I've got my number. Let's see. I run as closest so far, but I need to guess 0 to 50. Okay. I'm going to say, Tony, it was 27. That is my guess. Leo, hi. What's your name, bro? Leo, my name is Brody, and my name is Brody Taylor, as it says so on the YouTube channel. And how are you doing, Leo? Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Thomas says 3. Tony, it's mirrored. Like if you see a reflection in the mirror when you raise your right arm, your reflection raises its left arm. Nice. Emanuela. Whoops. Emanuela, hello. How are you? It's a goat number. Oh, 23, Tony. I bet, Tony. I bet it's 23. If you're saying it's a goat number. Yeah, as soon as you said it's a goat, and from our previous conversations, I knew exactly who you were talking about, Tony. Cotton said 37. Phoenix got mad because that was her number. Appetite, nothing happened to my right hand. Jay, do those glasses increase melatonin production? I heard you need to stay awake in a dark room with no gadgets for 1 hour, which increases melatonin, gives better sleep quality. They don't increase melatonin production from what I've heard. They just stop some of the blue light they just stop some of the blue light from getting through. That is so that way the blue light doesn't like activate my brain, keeping me awake for longer, because usually when you use your phone, that's usually what the signal is sending. But yeah, that is what they are for. I have not heard that they produce melatonin more or anything like that. Appetite, did a goat eat it? No, a goat did not eat it. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate it. I really do appreciate it, Tony. But yes, you said the numbers were close. I said 27. You didn't say if that was close or not, but as soon as you said a goat number, I was like, okay, I know exactly where you went with this. There were actually 2 thoughts in my head, and I was like, one of them I was thinking of. I was like, we've never really talked about that one. So I just went with 23 as the other number. I was like, yeah, that's most likely what it is. Aya, explain, Tony. Iron was closest and Brody got it with the hint. Yeah. So, why is it a GOAT's number? It didn't think you'd win. Hey, man. We've had these conversations before. As soon as you gave me that hint, I was like, oh, I know exactly where you went with this. Now, the reason it is a GOAT number is because Tony, one of, if not Tony's favorite basketball players is Michael Jordan, and he is considered to be the greatest of all time to play basketball professionally. So the GOAT number, greatest of all time, the number that Michael Jordan wore on his jersey was 23. And that's where when Tony gave the hint of the number being 23, that's when Tony gave the hint of the number being a GOAT number from previous conversations Tony and I have had here in the chats. I knew that he considered Michael Jordan to be the greatest basketball player of all time, or the GOAT of basketball, and that's how I was able to figure out what number he was thinking of. See. Rocket Man, have you ever tried a hybrid of Mach 10 and Hyper G round before? If so, what's the opinion on it? So with the Hyper Mach combo, because that's usually what it was called when they did the collaboration with Brain Dead, I thought it was okay. I thought it was fine. I didn't really get too much. I didn't really say it was. I won't say it was necessarily the best combo I've ever played with in my entire life. Now, mainly just because I don't usually use a polyester hybrid. That's not necessarily my preferred way to use polyester. So I thought it was fine. I did not really have any issue with it being hard on my arm, especially because Mach 10 being the softer string, it did well for me. But with that, because usually Mach 10 is the one that is in the mains, the characteristic typically of the string bed typically takes from Mach 10, so it's a little bit softer, a little bit easier on the arm, a little bit more powerful, and slightly spin friendly. But the Hyper G round does allow the Mach 10 to snap back a little bit more to help create a little bit more spin and a little bit more power than normal Mach 10 by itself. So if you're curious to try it, I don't think it's a bad thing to do, but I'm not going to say that it was the most amazing string combo I've ever played with. I'm not going to say that, Rocket Man. Thomas, thank you. TX, look up what would you do if you had 150,000? I don't think I want to. Leo, I don't know what that means. Sorry, buddy. Tony, Rocketman, I haven't used Mach 10, but I do have some. Let me know if that with round works. There are so many strings and combos, it's overwhelming. Yeah, that's true. Harishev? Hello? Harish? How are you? Hello from the US. Thank you for being here all the way out in India. I appreciate it. Aiden, what's up? How are we? Aya, you don't remember. I don't remember. You were in that conversation, so noted. Yeah. Very nice. Tony, you found $6,000 cash in a paper bag in the plane while you were cleaning it. Guy came back the next day for it. Can you believe it? Who leaves that kind of money? Bro, that's insane, Tony. I have no clue, dude. But that's crazy. He just left $6,000 on a plane. Insane. Cotton 23 for their basketball. Go LeBron James. Those are fighting words to Tony, Cotton. MLS. Hello, how are you?
Let's see. Ayesha? I'm so sorry if I said it wrong. Please tell me if I did. Especially because it's your birthday, so I would like to say it correctly, but happy birthday. Thank you. Thank you for being here on your birthday. I appreciate it, but happy birthday. Congrats. Tony, LBJ, not even remotely close to Jordan. I could spend all night explaining, but it don't matter. Gomez, what's the best combo that I've tried? In terms of like polyester combo? Because I don't really ever use polyester combos, so that's not necessarily something that I prefer or that I would do. What's the best combo that I've tried in general? Just string wise, I don't know, man. I really just use like strings in full beds. I don't necessarily experiment too much with them. So I don't necessarily experiment too much with polyester hybrids myself. Like I have played with a few of them. It's just my hat. It's just not something that I personally use in my setup that often, just because I'm completely fine with a full bed of poly and what I'm able to get from it. But I don't know. I think I would need a little more context in like what you want me to say in terms of what you want me to explain in terms of how it played. Like best setup I played with for spin or something like that. But I don't know, dude. My Lyndon Baines Johnson is comparable to Jordan. Interesting. MLS, hello again. Tony, I have Hyper G, 3 kinds, Mach 10, Tourline strings, trying to find combo I can keep a while. I want some pop, but mostly need control to be decent power. Nice. He's a gambler, came back from Las Vegas. Interesting. Ayesha, you're welcome. MLS, I do know Roblox. For real. Rocketman, by the way, great video on explaining about each Tecnifiber racket, Brody. Keep up the good work. Thanks, Rocketman. I appreciate it. I'm glad you liked it. Studio of Art Hub, nice beard, bro. Thanks, bro. I appreciate it. How are you doing? Thank you for being here as well. I appreciate it. Cotton Stringer suggested Mach 10, 46 pounds because of your elbow. She's in T-Fight, quite stiff. I tried Mach 10, 52 on the Blackout V2 before, and it did not feel this good. Yeah. Sometimes with poly, just going lower works better, and especially depending on what the racket it is, too. But if it's working for you now, Cotton, that's all that matters. Ruffin. Hello, you're from Indonesia. What's up, Rafin? How are you? Thank you for being here all the way from Indonesia. I appreciate it. Let's see. Tony, I like Restring 0, the blue string. Yeah. This one, Tony. You like this one? Very cool. The cat in the box. That's your favorite emoji. Nice. Oh. SKZ. I look like Han from SKZ. Since I don't know what SKZ is, I'm going to assume that as a compliment, and I'll take it. Cotton, is Mach 10 just better at lower pounds in general, or is it just me? I personally preferred Mach 10 tighter Cotton. That's just me, but I also am the weird guy who likes playing polyester strings at tighter tensions. So that's just me for personal use. If I'm actually recommending polyester to someone, I'm almost never recommending them to take it as tight as I do,
just because I know that my setup is not made for everyone. But usually polyesters do tend to play better lower. And even on the package for Mach 10, Solinco recommends stringing it between 40 to 50 pounds anyway. So you're just right in the sweet spot where Solinco wants you to be with the string. Tony, I like the 315. It's more handle heavy and headlight, which you're used to. I could crush balls with 305, but couldn't serve with it. Put leather grip and overwrap on it, but prefer the 315. Hey, that's the thing. You just prefer what you prefer, and it changes over time. But yeah, we all got our things we like. All right, so we've reached that point in the night. The point in the night where my co-host is about to come in. So, as you know, you all know him, you all love him. It's Kirby. So, I will be right back. Kirby here is going to take over for me. He's going to be watching chat. So if you have any questions for Kirby, by all means, please ask away. Him and his sword are ready to answer anything. And when I get back, if you have anything for me too, I will be right back. I won't be that long. Don't worry. But here's Kirby for you. Cool. I'm back. What do you think, Kirby? All right. All right. What did they get up to while I was gone, buddy? Let's look. Mouse, scream as loud as you possibly can. No. Other people are living in this place. I am not going to do that. Thanks, Kirby. Yay. Kirby, you're loved. Look. She said she loves you, Kirby. Tony is still confused about camera magic. Kirby, Jonathan was all for you. Aya's really pulling for you. She was amazing. EHT, translator here, ask away. All right. That's cute. She thinks you're cute, Kirby. Jonathan was asking you if you could show the ceiling fan. Did you show the ceiling fan, Kirby? You better not have. Phoenix feels safe with Kirby. So cute. Okay. It looks like you did not show him. Okay. Mads is just growled at Kirby. Tony, luckily there was no sprinklage at all. Kirby cannot show the ceiling fan because Kirby is not tall. That's fair. He can't really do anything besides just sit in the chair. Jonathan, why'd you steal my quote, Tony? Interesting. Netscape's just laughing. Aya saying you should not use the knife against me, Kirby. I don't like that look in his eyes. We'll see. EHT loves you, Kirby. Tony's starting to figure the camera out. Nice. Perk's in love with you, Kirby. Kirby, apparently you look like Laura Croft from Tomb Raider. Aya wants a Kirby of her own. Kirby EHT is asking for advice. So he panicked on his chemistry test and ate the chemistry test. What should he do? Well, because it's Kirby, if he ate the chemistry test, he would just become the chemistry test. So because you ate your chemistry test, EHT, I think, and I think Kirby would too, that you have now become your science test. And so you should know your chemistry test. And so you should know all the answers for when you retake it. I think you should be good to go then. Tony, the ceiling fan is incredible, and I've seen it. You all just wish you could see it unless you go to the other video. Tony, Jonathan's talking about the other ceiling fan in my room because I have two. The one ceiling fan you saw, Tony, yes, that is completely in the video and in frame. The second ceiling fan, that one has never been seen and never really been looked at. Kirby, you're loved. You have adoring fans waiting for you. You have people that want to marry you. You have people who love you. And then you have one person that wants you to eat the ceiling fan. How do you feel about that? He's a little shocked. Let's see. Tusif, hello. How are you? Naruto, yo, what's up? Phoenix should be put in frame at all times. Interesting. EHC, all right, you'll do that. Interesting. Netscape, you want to marry Kirby? Interesting. Thomas, sorry, I was gone. When did you get Kirby? Kirby decided to pop up into the stream because he was filling my place while I was not here. So he usually is my co-host. And yeah, that's when I grabbed Kirby. I grabbed him like 5 minutes ago. Phoenix, you are the chemistry test. You're bad. All right. Ice Wolf, why do I have those villain glasses? You about to fire a laser into the earth, play tic-tac-toe in the world bores? I ask as you talk about chemistry like a mad scientist. I don't know, Wolf. The glasses, maybe they're holding back something. Maybe they're not. I don't think they are, though. Tony, what you saying? Tony, Bro B and Kurd D. You'll have to keep that thing around and make it part of the deal. We'll see. You guys want ceiling fan number 2? I know Jonathan does. Jonathan is wholeheartedly for the ceiling fan adventure. He is all for this. Phoenix, Kirby, Phoenix is your number 1 fan. Saturo, what's up, bro? How we doing? Gojo. Con, there's a second ceiling fan? Yes, there is a second ceiling fan. EHT, Kirby, what is the knife for? It's for protection. Kirby has to be able to defend himself, dude. He can't just be going around all, like, unarmed. He's got to protect. Tony, oh, okay, I forgot about the other fan. Oh, now I've got to see it. Where is this fan? Kirby, calm down. Yeah, Kirby, calm down. Gojo, what's up? You're probably coming in at a weird time, but yes. I thank you for being here. Basically, what normally happens in this live stream, Gojo, is that I'm here to answer any tennis gear-related questions, whether it be about tennis shoes, strings, rackets, etc., anything like that. I'm here to help out as much as I can. However, usually at some point during the night, the tennis talk subsides and we all just kind of like hang out, have fun, and kind of do whatever. That's kind of in the part we're in now. That's why Kirby's here. That's why everyone's like going nuts for Kirby because he made his appearance. He usually makes at least one appearance each stream, and this is his appearance right now. Let's see. Okay. Yes, there are 2 ceiling fans. Jonathan needs to know the shape of it and the wings of the ceiling fan. Maybe one day, Jonathan, but not right now. Justin. That's a crazy comparison, Justin. Cotton, the viewer number doubled after Kirby popped up. Maybe Kirby should just be the one streaming instead of me. It seems like most people like him more. It seems like most people like Kirby more than me. So maybe that's what we should be doing here. But Jonathan, thank you for the jewels. I do appreciate it. Thomas, you're welcome for telling you. Yashasvi, hi, what's up? What's up, Taylor? How are we doing? We're doing good, Yashasvi. How are you doing? All the way out in India. You about ready to go on your walk to college, or you're not doing that today? Thank you for being here, though. I appreciate it. Tony, I'm going to sleep. Bye, y'all. Bye, bro D. Putting together a ceiling fan road trip. Hey, y'all. Let's go to a sporting store, and we'll all tell his boss he's the best employee. I'm out. Well, thanks, Tony. I appreciate it. And yeah, when you do get here, Tony, who knows? Maybe we'll both go visit my work. Justin, it's always a weird time around here. That's why we're here, buddy. Hey, we'll take it. If it works out, it works out. Jonathan, don't forget the ceiling fan. Oh, I won't. Sakuna, just smiling. Rebar. Plain. I've never had a sauce on a wing. I also just prefer boneless, so essentially like the adult version of chicken nuggets. Thomas, y'all both should work together. You'll get more people if you work together. What do you think, Kirby? What do you think? Kirby will consider it. He doesn't want me to just use him for views, and I respect that. So, it's up to Kirby. All right. Chef, yes, I'm still live. I know, right? Crazy. Jonathan, you love when I stream. Well, thanks, Jonathan. I appreciate it. That's why I subscribe especially for Kirby. Nice. See, Kirby, you got your own subscriber. Yeah. There we go. All right. Cool. So, with that being said, Kirby is going to make his way back to his place. And everyone say goodbye, good night to Kirby. He's going back to his home. And so if you want to get your final messages in now, say bye-bye. He's waving his sword at you. See, Kirby, they're all saying good night. All right. He's going back. He's going to bed now. There we go. All right. Chef, you actually love the Kirby game in the older Nintendos. Yeah. He has fun games. Thomas, Kirby will always have a subscriber. It is adorable. Nice. Bye, Kirby. Have fun with the ceiling fan. Good night, Kirby. No.
Yeah, he had to go. Kirby had to go. I know, you're stuck with me. I'm sorry. Chef, buy fluff-filled fabric that can't talk. That's fair. Good night, bye, Kirby's mitt. Oh, that's a dangerous thing to say here, I would say, baby. Jonathan, bye, Kirby. Have fun with the ceiling fan. Good glasses, thanks. Thanks, Bapak? I don't know. What is it? Bapak? Cool. Coob, what's up? How we doing? Tony, what kind of autism is this? There's no autism, bro. Jonathan, anyway. What's up, Jonathan? Vic, what's up? Jonathan, what are my Thanksgiving plans? We'll probably do something with my family and I will probably do something. We usually all just have like a small gathering at my parents' house, so we'll probably do something with that. But probably not too much. We usually celebrate pretty early for most people. Like we don't do Thanksgiving dinner. We kind of make it like Thanksgiving lunch, and then we all just kind of like hang around for a little bit and do stuff like that. So I think we'll do something like it. But yeah, not too much. Oh. And before I get more and more invested into the comment section, tonight's stream we'll be ending around the next 10 minutes. So by 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I do have to work tomorrow morning, so I am going to end it at 11:30 so that way I can get somewhat of a better or longer good night's sleep. So, just so you know, 10-minute warning, and then after that, we'll be heading on out of here. We can all go back to our normally scheduled lives. Jonathan, are we going to make turkey with the mashed potatoes? I'm assuming someone will. I'm not going to be the one to do it because like I don't cook, but someone will. Chef, do y'all want to hear something crazy? You have 13 siblings, none adopted, and all from the same parents. That is crazy, Chef. Like, congratulations to your parents, but oh my gosh. Chef, do you ever watch the movie Cheaper by the Dozen? And if you have, does that sum up your living experience being one of 13 kids? Or at least something semi-similar? Am I ever going to get a girlfriend? At some point. Jonathan, yes, definitely take your time. Thank you, sir. Emily, Brody, I'm gonna head to bed. I just finished my Christmas list and I loved lurking. Have a great night. You have a great night as well, Emily. And hey, good luck practicing for your audition. Eric? Maybe? Yeah. Eric, what? Hello from Brazil? Are you just chatting or did I just miss something earlier? So, right now, Eric, we're all just kind of chatting. We're all just kind of like hanging out, having fun. Usually, what happens in these streams is that we'll just kind of like
I'm here to help answer any tennis gear related questions, whether it be about tennis rackets, shoes, strings, or anything like that. But usually, what ends up happening once the tennis talk kind of like runs out, we all just kind of hang out, have fun, talk about whatever. So that's where we're at in the night now. We'll be here for about the next 7 minutes. So if you'd love to if you would like to stick around, we'd love to have you, Eric. If not, I completely get it, and it's up to you, dude. If you decide to scroll away, I hope you have a great rest of your day. But if not, we'd love to have you here. Phoenix, dude, I just realized that Thanksgiving is probably the least interesting thing you will ever experience every year. Why? Because of how food centered it is, Phoenix. Is that why you say it's probably the least interesting thing ever? Chef, haha, yes, it pretty much does. That movie's hilarious. Nice. Jonathan, yep, yep. Cotton, what number are you, Chef? Like, how many older siblings or younger siblings do you have? Yeah, are you like the oldest? Or are you like right in the middle? Are you the youngest? Like, where are you at in the lineage? Yeah, Phoenix, yes, because I don't eat much food. Yeah, yeah, I don't eat that much. So like 90, I'd say probably like 95% of the food that's going to be made or brought to the Thanksgiving I've never tried or never had anything to eat. Like I've never had the mashed potatoes. I've never had pie that they make. I've never had like green beans or something. So yeah, we'll see. I mainly just eat turkey, and last year last year some ice cream, but not a lot. Honey, nice glasses. Thank you. I appreciate it. Oy. Eric, you'll wrap it up with me then. I appreciate it, Eric. It's almost 1:30 a.m. where you're at on a Friday during the extended Black Consciousness holiday weekend. Eric, what is that holiday weekend? I've never heard of that one. Can you explain that one to me? Because if you couldn't tell, I'm not from Brazil. I'm from the U.S. So I'm very curious as to what that is because I've never heard of it. Phoenix, that's wild. Do you think you can make it a goal to try at least 3 new foods? Probably not, because I have no desire to try those new foods, but mm, we'll see. All right, we're coming down to the final minutes. Haha, fair. Good night, man. Good night. Good night, Emily. Have fun. Chef, you're number 3 out of 12? That's crazy, dude. Wait, so Chef, you gotta explain this to me. So like 13 kids, how many 3 out of 14? Yeah. Okay. So 3 out of 14, 14 kids. How many sets of twins? Were there any triplets in there? Like how did this work out? I'm so curious. I'm so curious right now. You're done. Eric, is a national holiday that celebrates black history in our country. Just to give an example, Brazil was the last country in the world to formally abolish slavery back in 1888. Interesting. Well, cool, Eric. That's awesome. How long? So you guys get the full weekend for it? That's pretty cool. Yeah, man, that's awesome that you're celebrating out in Brazil. Chef, you have a twin, and there's also another set of twins. Okay, but other than that, it's all just been like one singles, and that's it. All right, Chef, that's pretty cool. Cotton, how many years is the gap between you and the youngest? Interesting. Rocket, if you don't like tennis, then why are you here? You might as well just like scroll on by, because that's kind of what the whole point is. No one's forcing you to be here, dude. It's just like, see ya. Just passing by. Hello, I'm just passing by. Have a good day. I'll leave a like and subscribe. Thanks, just passing by. I appreciate it. Eric, it's every November 20th, like every holiday on a Thursday. We take Friday off and enjoy the weekend. Very nice, man. That sounds awesome. Chef, you're embarrassed to admit you've never played tennis. That's okay, Chef. You don't have to play tennis to be here. It just kind of helps if you know somewhat of what we're talking about when I do dive into like the tennis talk, but you don't have to. There's plenty of people on here that have never played tennis before. Like if you've been around for a little bit, Keenza, who was here earlier, I don't think she's ever really played. Phoenix, she's never really played, I don't think. Who else? There's probably at least a few more. I don't think Aya's ever played. Yeah, you're not the only one. You're not the only one, Chef. All right, cool. Wrinkle, what are the glasses, bro? They are to help me sleep. That is what they're for, man. And that is what I will be doing. And that's what I'll be doing here after the live stream. I'll be jumping into that bed over there so that way I can sleep. But yeah. So with that, these glasses, they do block the blue light coming off of my phone and coming off of my computer. So that way the blue light does not get into my eyes, which would force me to stay awake for a lot longer than I would like to. And so you can just get a little bit better sleep, even if you don't get as long or as many hours of sleep. But that's what they're for, Wrinkled. All right, cool. So, with that being said, everyone, it is now past 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, like I said, the stream here, we're at the end. Exactly, Chef. It's one of the great things I like about these things, helping be preventative. But we are at the end of the stream. It is time for me to go to sleep. I've been here for 3 hours or just a little bit over it. So, I'm going to, like I said, jump into that bed and pass out so I can go to work in the morning. So, thank you all for being here. I appreciate it so much. It means the world to me that you took time out of your day to come hang out and just talk with me. I appreciate it. And I hope that it was a fun time for you as well. So, with that being said, I hope you'll join me on another live here soon, because I'll be going live for at least half an hour every day for the rest of the year, no matter if it's a holiday or anything. I'm going to do it. I made that commitment to myself as well as to you all. And yeah, cool. So, with that being said, good night, Jonathan. Good night, Chef, Cotton, everyone. But, as always, take care.